After nearly 2 decades, the murder of Run-DMC's Jam Master Jay has been solved, according to AP News. Prosecutors said on Monday they have solved one of New York City's most enduring mysteries. Charging 2 men from his neighborhood with murder, was ambushed over a cocaine deal gone bad. The suspects were identified in court papers as Ronald Washington, a 56-year-old man who is currently serving a federal prison sentence stemming from a string of robberies while on the run from police after Jam Master Jay's 2002 death. And also Carl Jordan Jr., a 36-year-old who is also charged with engaging in a cocaine distribution conspiracy in 2017. So these men are currently held in federal prison as they get this work. Jam Master Jay, who goes by the name of Jason Mizell, known professionally as Jam Master Jay, formed Run-DMC with Joseph Run Simmons and Daryl DMC McDonald in the early 1980s. Together they helped take hip-hop mainstream with hits like It's Tricky, Walk This Way, and such. Now, Jam Master Jay's death is a case about a murder that for nearly 2 decades had gone unanswered. Acting U.S. Attorney Seth Dunsherme said at a news conference announcing the charges, he said, "Today, we began to answer that question of who killed Jam Master Jay and why. And we're confident that we can prove those charges beyond a reasonable doubt." Washington, the 56-year-old, who had reportedly been living on a couch at Jam Master Jay's house in the days before the killing, was publicly named as a possible suspect or witness as far back as 2007. Prosecutors alleged he waved a handgun and ordered another person at the recording studio to lie on the ground while Jordan, the 36-year-old, shot Jam Master Jay in the head on October the 30th, 2002. According to prosecutors, Jay would bring in bulk amounts of cocaine to sell retail and was killed as retribution for cutting Washington out of a plan to distribute 10 kilos in Maryland. They walked in and murdered him in cold blood. If convicted, Washington and Jordan each face a mandatory minimum sentence of 20 years in prison and a maximum of life in prison or the death penalty. Prosecutors said in court papers that Attorney General William Barr had not yet decided whether to seek the death penalty. Jordan pleaded not guilty when he was arraigned on Monday by teleconference because of coronavirus-related precautions. His lawyer declined comments. Washington, who is imprisoned in Kentucky, will be arraigned later this week, which is said by the prosecutors. Prosecutors have asked that both be jailed pending their trial. Jam Master Jay was shot once in the head by a .40 caliber bullet by a masked assailant at his studio in Hollis, Queens. Police identified at least 4 people in the studio with Jay when he was killed, including the 2 armed gunmen. So, that lets you know. The other 2 people that were there, they had to identify the other 2. Because if it's 4 people there, including Jam Master Jay gets killed, somebody saw something. So I'm just bringing that news because it is a blessing that his murder is no longer an unsolved mystery. Now his family can get some closure. Now his group members of Run-DMC, they can get some closure because life is all about closure. We have to get closure with things that tend to haunt us, which a lot of things in our past haunts us, and we need closure with it. And also it goes to show, here's a man that slept on this man's couch and also was a part of his death, of him being set up and murdered him over jealousy and envy. You definitely have to be careful out here, people. You got to watch the ones closest to you as well, because they're the ones who really can get you, because they're right there in your vicinity. You're thinking they're your friends, but you're skeptical about them, and your skepticism ends up being your demise because you didn't follow your heart when you knew that person was no good to you in the first place. And with that, I'm going to say this is the news in you. North, east, west, south, unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.
I'm not who you think I am. Your perception is a lesson with a fail grade on it. Steady living life like I would never see the morning. True shit, man, I'm more than pain, I'm more than stain on sidewalk, I'm more than black skin on my face, destined to be great. Gotta elevate mind, elevation is the game that I gotta play. Gotta win, gotta find escape to a better day.